What up, guys? Joachim here of Joachim Speaks in Tongue Language Learning channel, and today I want to do a little bit of a review on some of the improvements that have happened on the Pimsluer app. A lot of people use Pimsluer for language learning. I myself have used it. There's not a lot in the Greek course, which is what I'll be looking at today. I think, if you're doing like Spanish, I think the Russian course has a lot more. I have a trial. Let's go look at, if I go to the library, you can look at all of the different languages that they have on here, and there's quite a few. But I'm only doing the Greek course right now, but I'm going to go to the Russian course real quick just to see what, how many courses. Oh, so there's 5 levels for that. That's really good. Let's look at German. Oh, Irish. That's only 1 level. You're not going to get very far with 1 level on that, but that's what they have. So there's 5 levels. So they're higher frequency use of languages. They look like they typically have 5, and that's kind of ideal. That's really probably the best, but I bet Spanish has a ton. They probably has 5. Oh, no, it has 4 for the Castilian version. Let's look at, so this has 5. The I don't know, the Latin version, I guess. So Spanish, which the one I'm clicking on right now, that would be like, that's the Mexican flag, whereas Spanish Castilian is the European Spain version. Turkish, they only have 1 level for Turkish, but okay, so you can see the different ones that are out there, but there have been some dramatic improvements, I think, that have went into this. There's only, unfortunately, 2 levels for Greek, which is not that great, but I'm just going through the course, and I want to show you guys some of the things that I've done on it. So you can see I've done up through lesson 18, and if you look down at the very bottom of the screen, you'll see that you can go to skills, and it has a variety of different things that you can work through. I've done, like if you look at general phrases, I've done 5 of 11 of the general phrases that they add in there. I'm not really using these sections. They have a practice section where there's flashcards, bonus tracks, and that kind of thing. And I'm going to go back to learn for a second. And what I really do with this is, one, I obviously listen to the dialogue. I just do this either while I'm driving or while I work. And then what I will do is I will take this section up here. You can see there's a little book. This isn't available on every thing in the course. If I go back to level 1, they don't actually begin the reading sections or the readings until you get to, I think, level 5, because they don't really want you, they want it to be primarily an audio course, and then the reading is a supplement. So they don't begin it until then. But once you do begin that, what I have been doing is taking this section, the reading sections that begin, and then there's a couple things at the top. It'll give you information on this is the information booklet. I don't really use that, but it gives the alphabet mostly there. Just there. There's an introduction to reading. I don't really use that, but if you look to the right of that, there's a translation section, and I will take these translations that they have provided, and I will put that into Anki, and Anki is a spaced repetition card system. So then I'll be doing readings that go along with this, and I'll be doing the readings on a spaced repetition system while I'm also doing the audio course that corresponds to it. So these same phrases will correspond to lesson 18 that you see here. So as I've done lesson 18, I'll take that and put that in there. And that's, of course, not the only thing that I'm doing, but it is one of the things that I do. So that's just kind of an idea. I think this is a big improvement on the Pimsluer course and something that I think is beneficial. So hopefully you guys, if you're interested in doing Pimsluer, that's definitely something that I think can be beneficial and something that is good to do. Unfortunately, they don't always have a lot of courses that go with that, so that kind of sets you back a bit. Like with Greek, there's only 2 courses, so you need to kind of move out into more intermediate materials probably quite a bit before you would be ready to do so. Whereas if you were in the Russian course that has 5 different levels to it, that actually has quite a bit. So you're probably a lot more prepared if you've learned all the phrases and gone through the audio course then to go do that. But Greek's not one of the more popular languages to learn, so I wish that it was. I think that it should be. I think Greek is an incredible language, incredible history going back to, antiquity. As far as its current form, it's probably the oldest language in the world. And I realize that, there are older languages, but like if you take the case of like Hebrew, for example, you say like, well, that's, going back to like Moses. But the thing is, Moses did not write nor probably even speak in the way that modern Hebrew and the Hebrew that you read in the Bible is. Moses used a Paleo-Hebrew alphabet, and it probably had many grammatical and linguistic changes that went into before it came to the modern term that we currently have today, that comes from the Middle Ages and was copied by the Masoretes. So, going back to the time of Christ, around, the first century, you do see a continuation of that. They're using the Babylonian script that we're familiar with today. But we know that that was not the script that was used during the time of Moses, and we don't know what kind of linguistic changes occurred between a few thousand years before Christ, when Moses was writing, and to the time that it came to Christ. So, you can't really make the claim that that's the same continuous language. It went through many changes to the point that Moses probably would not have recognized the sounds of the language of Hebrew at the time of Christ, much less the alphabet, which was completely different and didn't even exist in his day. Whereas Greek, you probably couldn't understand the exact same language. So I guess a similar claim could be made of Greek, where you get back to like ancient Greek, 200, 300, 400 years before Christ, and to the Koine Greek, which was the common tongue at the time of Christ, that they could make the same claim there, that it would be unrecognizable as far as the sounds go. Now, the alphabet actually was the same. The alphabet continued and has continued all the way until today. Some of the accents and other markings that go into that have changed, but so that's all just a little bit of information on Greek and just different languages from that time. I hope you guys are doing well. I haven't made a video in a while, but I thought this would be an interesting one to put out information, since I've been watching and using this new Pimsluer app. And that's it. You guys take it easy, and I'll talk to you in a video coming very soon.